Hey guys, Stephen McInerney from Perfect Balance Clinic. I have got a challenge this week to try and do one video every single day to empower our clients and really educate them and show them some of the stuff that they can be doing at home to accelerate their treatment results and get fantastic clinical results with some of the stuff they can do at home. Now, there's a lot of stuff out there on the internet about all these conditions that we're talking about, but one of the conditions that we're going to be talking about today is sciatica. Now, sciatica is a difficult one because you'll read lots of stuff about sciatica on the internet, and some of it is, all of it's fantastic, which is the first thing to say, and I'm sure everything is very well meant when it's put out there on the internet, but the problem is with sciatica is that there's so many different causes of sciatica, and all of them have different solutions. But essentially, sciatica is where the sciatic nerve becomes irritated. Now, that could become irritated by muscles that are tight around it. It may become irritated by discs or inflammation around the discs that irritates the nerve, and that travels down the back of your leg. So as you can see, there's lots of different causes just there. So just two examples of different causes of sciatica. Direct sciatic nerve irritation. So what I'm talking about there is not so much when a disc is irritating it or when the muscle is irritating it, which has other solutions to it. You may find the examples of things that you can do today in this video are really quite useful for those, but you may find that you might need a little bit more exploration about the cause of the sciatica to really try and understand what's going on with it and really be able to get to the grassroots of what's causing the problem. So many people with sciatica will wake up in the morning and they'll often get pain that starts in their, maybe in their lower back, but mostly in their kind of buttock area, and it comes all the way down the back of their leg. So a common area for people to get sciatic pain that goes down their leg is just on the outside of their leg here, where they may experience some burning or pins and needles or numbness even on the outside of the leg here, and also into their toe, so often into their big toe. Now, the areas that you get the pain in are really related to the level of area of the nerve that's been pressed on. So the sciatic nerve has 5 nerve roots that come out of the spine. So they come out of the lower back in the spine here around my back, and they come from L4, L5, S1, S2, and sometimes S3. So those nerve roots join together and they form the sciatic nerve, which passes down the back of the leg, and it carries information from your brain down through your spine, out through the back of your leg, and down through the back compartment of your leg, through past the hamstrings and into the back of the calf area there. The nerve comes down past the knee and it splits into 2 branches. Now the top part here, the L4 and L5 branches, mainly branch off way before they get to the foot area. The L5 is carried all the way down to the foot itself. The S1 and the S2 and the S3 area are carried down the back of the leg predominantly. So they carried in the nerve that goes down the back of the leg, which carries sensation, it carries motor responses back up the leg. So if you've got weakness in your leg, that's a really severe sign of sciatic pain, because it means that the nerve has been compromised and squashed by something, which is really reducing the inflammation coming up and going back down the nerve sheath. So it's really been affected that way. So when you've got severe situations like that, you might have something called foot drop, which is where the foot ends up in a very limp position there, which is quite a serious clinical sign. Other serious clinical signs that you may get with a lower back disc problem may be something called cauda equina. Now, cauda equina is quite a serious condition, a very serious condition in fact, and if you were to get any of these symptoms associated with lower back pain and pain down the leg, such as loss of bladder or bowel control, you may have genital or anal pins and needles or numbness, which is really a very important clinical sign. Your practitioners should be asking you about any back pain associated with those symptoms. You may also get pain when you cough or sneeze, although that's not very specific for an emergency, but numbness in the bowel, bladder or bowel area or rectal area is a clear indication of pressure on those nerve roots that come into the genital or anal region, which is really important clinical sign to watch out for. So if you're getting those symptoms, these exercises are not suitable for you, and you should really consult someone to go and speak to them about getting a proper diagnosis. Come in and see one of the practitioners. We offer a complimentary 15 minutes for any new cases so that we can get the client seeing the right person or refer them on very quickly and don't waste their time and money. So we're very conscientious at Perfect Balance to make sure that we get very good results with clients and don't waste their time and certainly don't waste their money at all. So we have very experienced clinicians that can look after you. If you'd like to try something at home and you've just got the sciatic pain and you've been treated for sciatica, or you've been told you have sciatica by a medical practitioner, then this exercise is really something that you can try at home. Now, what we're going to do is a process called nerve flossing. Now, that's not the funky dance that you see the kids doing. It's actually a physiotherapy term for being able to, what we call, glide or slide the nerve, which often gets trapped by the muscles around it, and it often gets trapped in the buttock area in here, or down between the hamstrings, behind the knee, or in the calf area there. So there's 3 stages to this exercise to try and isolate each of the different areas there. So what I'd suggest you do is, if you're going to try this at home, is that you follow them in the order that I give them to you based on your symptoms. And I'll talk you through them step by step so that you understand them. So the first exercise that we'll go through is a very basic neural glide exercise. So you basically find a comfortable position to lie in. So we'll just be lying down here. We'd be able to lie flat on your back. If you've got a lower back disc problem, what you'll find is that you are probably more comfortable laying on your back in the first place. So doing this exercise before you get out of bed in the morning can be quite useful. But basically you're going to gently lift your leg up, and it's important to keep your leg bent here. If you notice when you have sciatica, if you go to stretch your leg out, that's going to reproduce some of the sciatic pain that you've got going down your leg, and it's going to become very painful there, down your leg and also in the back of your foot, and you probably get some tingling in your foot as well. So that's very important to remember. So don't stretch the leg out fully if you've got very acute symptoms or pain down your leg. This exercise is not to reproduce the pain. You're going to take it up to the painful barrier, but you're not going to take it beyond the painful barrier when you do the exercise. So depending on the level of symptoms that you have, you're going to take the leg up and you're going to take it so you've got the hip at 90 degrees here, and we're just going to be laying down in this position. If you've got the leg bent up, that might help you if you've got very severe symptoms. If you're not so severe, you might find it easy just to lay the leg down like this, but I'm going to show you like this so it's nice and easy and I don't get in trouble for overdoing it with anyone. But we're just going to start off in this position. You're going to relax the foot nicely, and we're just going to slowly take the foot up and down. If I get pain at that level there, I'm just going to stop and come down. So I'm going to repeat this exercise 15 times. Now this works really well unless you have a knee problem. If you have a knee problem as well, then you definitely don't want to start here, but I'll show you where to start if you've got a knee problem. So you're going to do 15 repetitions or so. By the time you get to 15, what you should find is that the muscles are nice and relaxed, and they're ready to kind of floss that nerve and get the nerve moving. So the next stage is really to dorsiflex your toe. That means to bring your toes up towards you. So if you watch my foot here, we're just going to lift the foot up into that position, and we're just going to slowly bring the leg up and down. Well, the first thing you'll notice is that your leg doesn't go up quite as high when you're going up into that position here, because you've got the nerve under tension. Now remember at the start when we were talking about the nerve, we said it comes all the way into the big toe here. Well, it comes all the way back here on the inside of the ankle down here, and down through the outside of the ankle on the outside here. So a more complex exercise is to turn the ankle position here, but that's a bit too specific for the nature of this video. So we're just going to go up and down like this, and that's going to help us to glide the nerve. We're going to get the nerve nice and mobile, and then the second stage of that is to bring the ankle up towards us, and then we're going to bring the ankle up and down here. Now for cases of sciatica that aren't so bad, you can add the third stage on. So the third stage is just to bring the ankle up, to bring the leg up, and then we're going to bring the leg across the body, and we're going to move the leg up and down in that position there. Now what you'll notice when you do this is that you feel a much stronger stretch in the buttock area here. The nerve is much more chunky in this upper part, much like my thumb here. It's quite a thick nerve just positioned in the buttock area here, so it's going to be really fizzing away and very sensitive here. So if you've got very bad sciatica, that's not a good thing to do. And also if you have something called piriformis syndrome or piriformis irritation there with the muscles tight, you may find this actually brings on some symptoms there. Now if you remember correctly, if you listen correctly, sorry, one thing that we said earlier on is to make sure that you don't provoke the symptoms. So if I'm doing this, and the symptoms are getting worse, definitely stop the exercise there and just take it easy. So you don't want to take it up to the point where it's painful. You just want to take it up to the point where it's painful, not beyond the point that it's painful. So just take it up to that point and don't push it beyond, and just do that repetitively to get that nerve going. So what you should find from doing that exercise is that your symptoms really start to calm down and the nerve becomes a little bit more mobile to take away some of the pain that you've got there. And this should be done in relation to seeing a practitioner or getting some advice from someone to be able to move things forwards and be able to do the right exercises for your core and your lower back area there to help support you. Now, disc problems are probably the most common cause of sciatic pain, but there are numerous causes that we mentioned at the beginning of the video that you really need to have identified to be able to move forwards and get great results from any kind of treatment that you might have as well. Hopefully you found that really helpful, and if you have, just leave a comment below in the box down here and we'll get back to you as soon as possible with answers to your questions. You can also message us as well if you've got any questions or if you've got more complicated history and want some advice about back pain, sciatica or anything that's affecting your body. We've got a lot of practitioners in the business which I think can really help you, and I'm sure we'll be able to get you results or a solution or point you in the right direction. But either way, hopefully you'll go home very happy from engaging with the guys at Perfect Balance. So hopefully you'll have a nice day, a nice evening whenever you're watching this video. Bye for now, and bye from all the team at Perfect Balance. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.